Boys, it's been a few hours since I posted my latest videos, and your boy was upstairs. He was cooking some dinner, and then I'm like, let me quickly check Twitter, while my dinner starts cooking. I'm looking on Twitter. I see Dana White's bald ass announce some absolute bangers for UFC 314, 315, and the London card. Now, I said this, I forget which video I said this, but your boy was coping, and he was coping hard. I don't remember what video this was in, but I did say, mark my words, Volkanovski is going to beat Ilia Topuria and get that belt back. Well, it looks like we're not going to have to do that Volkanovski rematch, because Ilia Topuria, apparently this dude it's too hard for him to cut weight anymore to 145, and he's moving up to 155, which is complete bullshit. This dude could easily make 145. Everybody cuts weight. Nobody in the smaller weight classes cuts weight easily. And yeah, I'll get into what I think is next for Ilia, but let's run through UFC 314 because it's absolutely stacked. As you guys can see, the bout list, we got Volkanovski, Diego Lopes for the World Featherweight Championship. Then we have Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett, a 5-round co-main event. Yair Rodriguez taking on the boy Pitbull, finally making his UFC debut. Then we got Jeff Neal taking on Carlos Pradas. Nikita Krylov taking on Dominic Reyes, Dan Ige, Sean Woodson, Yan Shanaun, Verena Janaribia, Jim Miller, Chase Hooper. I'm going to quickly predict all these guys as well, but let's get into that main event. My boy Volkanovski. I don't know if you guys can tell, but okay, I'm making my food, right? I got completely sidetracked, but I'm making my food. I'm looking through. I see Dana White talking about this, and I'm going, what? No way. No way. My wife comes up here thinking that I burnt the shit out of the food, but then I'm like, no, it's just UFC stuff. And she goes, oh, and walks away. That's the life you get when you're married to someone who is obsessed with UFC 24/7 every single Saturday. And with that being said, let's run through Alexander Volkanovski, Diego Lopes. Who do I think is going to win this fight? I mean, do you even have to ask me that question? I had the delusion that, I was coping so hard. I said Volkanovski is going to beat Ilia Topuria. He's going to have, a full camp. He's not going to come off a 3-month head kick KO. He's going to have a good game plan, all this shit. If I was coping that hard for him to beat Ilia, best believe he's beating Diego Lopes. First off, first round, maybe first round and a half, I'm going to be extremely worried for my boy Volkanovski, because Diego Lopes could catch Volkanovski. And I think, there's a curse going around right now that there's been no champion over the age of 35. I think it's from lightweight and down, because I think Bilal Muhammad broke that one for welterweight. But for lightweight and down, no one has been able to do it. I think Volkanovski is going to be the guy to do it. And honestly, I think it's going to be because this is the hard part, because I'm looking at like prime Volkan. I think it's going to be a less dominant. I don't think there'll be a finish, but I think it'll be very similar to the Brian Ortega Alex Volkanovski fight, to be honest. I think round 1 and 2, Diego Lopes, 3, 4, 5, Alexander Volkanovski. And new, we got my boy getting his belt back, and there's a chance he also loses this one, and I'll be so devastated, to be honest. If Volkanovski loses to Diego Lopes, I'll be happy, because I like both of these dudes, but I need to see my boy get that belt back. I'll be sad and devastated at the same time. I need to know what the betting odds are gonna be like for this, because your boy might put like a small down payment of everything I own on Volkanovski. I'm just kidding. But yeah, let's go into Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett now. 5 rounders. Do I think it's going to go all 5 rounds? It's a dangerous matchup for Paddy. I'm not going to lie. It's a dangerous matchup for Michael Chandler as well. This is a dangerous matchup for both these dudes. I could see Paddy submitting Chandler, but I could also see Chandler knocking out Paddy. It's a very hard one to pick. I want to go with the momentum of Paddy, but something's telling me that Chandler's probably going to get it done, which is sad, because now that we have Ilia moving up to 155, we got Paddy here getting into the rankings too. Could you imagine, let's say a year and a half down the line, we get Ilia Topuria, Paddy Pimblett for the belt? That would be insane. I would be so down for that, but for right now, I'm 50-50. I'm torn. half of me wants to go with Michael Chandler. Half of me wants to go with the momentum side of Patty. I'll go momentum side of Patty. Let's go. Yair Rodriguez versus Pitbull. Honestly, I think Pitbull came in here way too late. How old is he now? 37 years old. I think I don't rate Yair that highly. And yeah, Pitbull was doing good outside the UFC, but UFC and outside the UFC, like we saw with Chandler, like Bellator is a complete different ballgame than the UFC. And if I'm going to be honest, I want Pitbull to win because I think it would be more entertaining if Pitbull won. I think Yair got this, to be honest. Yair's probably going to win 30-27. To be honest, it's just the age, different leagues. I rate Pitbull, but again, he came in here too late. But I could be wrong because we also saw someone like an MVP come in here late, but MVP's in a completely different weight class. Like the smaller the weight classes, the more the age matters. That being said, welterweight division, Jeff Neal, Carlos Pradas. Now, if Carlos Pradas can continue on the tear that he's doing with every other contender, if he can do what he did to the Leech, to Jeff Neal, then we can finally have people. I would say everyone would agree that Pradas is definitely a contender. Right now, people aren't too sold on him. I think he's going to beat Jeff Neal. Honestly, I think, does he knock out Jeff Neal? Probably. But Carlos Pradas could get knocked out himself. But he has that smoker lung, you know, he has that. He's a mythical fighter, like it or not. He's out here smoking darts before every fight. He's a mythical fighter. I'm going Carlos Pradas second round knockout. First round competitive. And yeah, honestly, 314 is so stacked. This isn't my official prediction, just predictions right now. Light heavyweight division, Nikia Krylov, Dominic Reyes. If this shit even makes it to 314, I'd be amazed if Nikia Krylov can actually make it there. But if he can make it there, I'm going Nikia Krylov by whatever he wants. I think he's way better than Dominic Reyes everywhere. Featherweight division, Dan Ige, Sean Woodson. Sean Woodson finally getting a high-level opponent, someone close to those ranking spots. You know, if he beats someone like a Dan Ige, we're definitely looking into the top. I wouldn't be mad at giving him a top 10 fighter, top 12, around there for Sean Woodson. I do think Sean Woodson's going to win, but we have seen before where Sean Woodson, he can be a little bit chinny. Dan Ige has the power to put out someone like a Sean Woodson, but Sean Woodson is just built unfairly. He has those lengthy ass arms. He's probably going to win this fight. He might even stop Dan Ige. I hope he doesn't. I like Dan Ige. I hope it's a war. Regardless, Sean Woodson's probably going to win. Women's strawweight division, Yan Xiaonan versus Jan Arabia. To be honest, Yan Xiaonan's probably going to win. I don't really care that much. Then, lightweight division, Jim Miller, Chase Hooper. This should be a banger of a fight, but I don't understand why they're just feeding Chase Hooper to all these old dudes. Like, he literally just retired the boy Clay Guida, and now they're giving him Jim Miller. I don't know why they're giving him all the old dudes, but I'm going Chase Hooper probably by... Both these guys are good on the ground, but I'll just pick Chase Hooper for now. This is a stacked card. Then we got the prelims. Do we even really care about the prelims? The prelims are okay. I think they're going to add some more, but for right now, they're okay. We got Boomgang up in there, but other than that, you know, like Darren Elkins is there, Boomgang is there, but let's move on. What do I think is going to happen with Ilia Topuria now? Honestly, I see a lot of people saying a lot of different things. Me personally, I strongly believe we're going to see Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's official yet. I don't think Islam wants to fight, you know, Ilia, to be honest, or else this deal would have been made. They would have made this fight by now. I think there's only two options. It's going to be Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev for the belt, or Makhachev is going to fuck off because he only fights once a year, and we're going to see Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. And I say that, and then I'm like, what the fuck happens with Arman? They said they're not going to give Arman an immediate title shot, because right now my mind goes to this, okay? We have Hooker versus Gaethje already booked up. We have Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier's not fighting for the belt again. Then we have, I believe, what they're going to do, because Arman isn't getting an immediate title shot. I mean, they might give Charles the belt, the title shot, but I doubt it, coming off a Chandler win. They're probably going to do Charles versus Arman too, and that just leaves Ilia Topuria. I think we're going to see Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. If not that, they'll do Charles Oliveira, and then Arman will fight. I don't know who Arman fights, to be honest. I've seen people on Twitter saying something like Dustin Poirier versus Ilia Topuria, and I could see that happening. However, I think this is a very long shot that I don't see a lot of people talking about. But, you know, they just announced Dylan Dennis versus KSI. And I forget where it got posted, but it got posted where KSI said he offered Tony Ferguson the fight. He declined. They offered Donald Cerrone. He declined because he's trying to make his way back to the UFC. Masvidal declined because he's trying to make his way back to the UFC. Nate Diaz declined. I think we're going to see Nate Diaz come back into the UFC and fight Dustin Poirier for his retirement fight. This is a long shot. I don't see anyone talking about this. And if this shit does happen, I'm the second coming of the Mystic Mac himself. But that just leaves Ilia Topuria. I think Ilia Topuria is Makhachev is next. I don't know who Armin is going to fight. That's going to be... Maybe we see Armin versus Max Holloway. I wouldn't be mad about that. See, all that shit lines up perfectly. With that being said, that's what happened with 314. Let's run into 315. But before we get into 315, Edwards has a new opponent at UFC London. It's going to be Edwards versus Brady. Now, to be honest, pretty big downgrade. I think before I was going to pick JDM to get this shit done. I think Edwards gets it done over Brady, to be honest. I could see Brady just holding down Edwards 5 rounds straight because that's the only way of victory for Brady. But I could also see Edwards getting, like, Edwards has more ways to win. Where Brady, is he going to knock you out? No. Is he going to submit you? Probably not. It's probably going to be a decision. That being said, let's get into the announcements for 315. 315, Muhammad versus Della Maddalena. Now, I don't know who the hell to pick for this one. This is going to be this is a 50-50 type of fight, in my opinion. I have people saying Bilal is going to win. I have people saying that Della Maddalena is going to win. I think, obviously, if it's a finish, it's going to be on the Jack side. Decision, I could see both these dudes winning a decision. But I think right now, my immediate reaction is going to be Bilal Muhammad. I think if, Gilbert Burns was having success holding you down, I think Bilal is going to have just as much success. Plus, this dude's on EPO. Bilal Muhammad is on all the sauce. Let's just get that straight. So I think Bilal gets this one done. I think we see Ann Still. And then we get Shavkat next, to be honest. But the final one on this list, Shevchenko versus Firat. Who gives a, to be honest? I'm only going to be excited watching this fight knowing that the winner of this is fighting Yang Weili. That's the only reason anyone is probably going to be excited for this fight. But I'm just going to pick Shevchenko, to be honest, because I think it would be more entertaining seeing Shevchenko versus Weili. I'm hoping she gets it done because I think a lot of the hype would die down if it's Weili versus Firat, to be honest. And yeah, the UFC's so back, to be honest. We're a little bit in a dry spell, but I think this is a banger card. I think we're going to see, honestly, 2025 UFC is looking insane. And it might be one of the best years. So far, we're on a crazy good trajectory for that. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about these announcements? Who do you guys have in those main events and co-main events? I got the boy Volkanovski. I think he's getting that belt back. And to be honest, when I first saw this on Twitter, your boy felt like it was Christmas again. I'm so excited because realistically, this is the best chance my boy has of getting the belt back. But thank you for watching to the end of the video. I'm going to try to get this up a little bit earlier because I don't really want to post it right now. I'm recording it and it's literally 12 a.m. exactly my time. I'll probably post this one at 10 a.m. to be honest, because usually people, like my analytics, most people watch my shit around 1 p.m. I'm going to try to get this out a little bit earlier just because, it's breaking news. I don't want to be too late to it. So I should have this up in like 10 hours, Fun fact for everyone who's still watching to the end of the video, I literally have scheduled every single video I have posted on this channel. But a little fun fact for you guys on this Rare MMA channel. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching to the end of the video, and I will see you guys in my next video.